Hello, beautiful. How are you doing today?
How are you, Queen?
This is a blessing. So, I want to introduce everybody to the great Alonda Brooks today. So, I'm going to read your bio real quick, and then we're going to go in so we'll learn more about this woman of God that's right before us. So, coach, you are a coach, businesswoman, mentor, international bestseller author. There is never not a time to become. Your philosophy is that a successful woman, Alonda Brooks, embraces and lives by. As a certified business in imaging coach and consulting, Alonda helps her clients explore their goals and help catapult their dreams and multiplies their potential into tangible results by helping them leap into becoming their best selves. Alonda is the founder of I Must Become Enterprise, LLC, which houses her coaching and consulting business and her publishing house, I Am Becoming Publishing, LLC. She is passionate about assisting others in realizing and showcasing their true confidence and authenticity. Most notably, Alonda has co-founded Women CEOs Rock with her cousin and joint co-founder Tara Armoto Show. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but forgive me.
Armoto Show, yeah.
Okay. Their combined passion is to empower women in business to maximize their brands by empowering women to use their skills to gain financial freedom and to inspire women CEOs into action. Her extensive training and coaching and consulting has equipped her with the drive to guide and advise others through weekly podcast I Am Becoming, which airs every Sunday at 3:00 p.m. on all national platforms. To tune in to her award-winning podcast, go to www.IamBecomingShow.com for easy listening. For her responsiveness and ability to unite audiences, accompanied by her compassionate nature, have equipped her with the sensibility to build a connection, which inspired her to start her mentorship program, connecting creative young nations ambassadors. She mentors some of the most creative, influential young leaders of America. To stay connected, follow Coach Alonda on Facebook and Instagram at I Must Become. To take steps to leap into your becoming, book a leap succession or purchase any of her books, go to www.imustbecome.com. Wonderful. That's a blessed woman of God. Listen, that is so much. You just have so much going for yourself, and it is such an honor and a blessing for me to be able to introduce you today to these beautiful people I Am Becoming. Can you give us some more information about I Am Becoming and where did that derive from?
So I Am Becoming started as a movement that it was a mantra that I started for myself. God was like, just be patient with yourself. He was like, you're still becoming. I'm still molding you. I'm still shaping you. He was like, I'm making you perfectly imperfect.
Right.
So he was just like, just tell yourself, like, I'm becoming. You'll get there.
Come on.
And so it just kind of took a life of itself. And I was just like, you know what, God, not only is this for me, but this is for everybody. Like, be patient with yourself and tell the world, I am becoming. Hold on. I'm on the way. I'm getting to my greatness. I'm walking heavy in my purpose, and I'm gonna be this perfect person who you expect me to be. But as I am following Christ, I'm becoming flawless, not flawless. I'm becoming flawless as I begin to grow, mature, and develop and walk heavy in my purpose. So I'm becoming just took a movement of itself. It started as an affirmation. It became a movement. People always ask me that I started after Michelle Obama. I did not, but I love Auntie Michelle. It was just something that I had been saying even before she came out with her beautiful book. But it's a whole movement now. We publish under I Am Becoming. I have I Am Becoming podcast show, which is an award-winning podcast where we literally show people you can become from any walk of life. It doesn't matter. Like, everybody thinks that you have to have this perfect upbringing to be successful,
right?
Or you have to have this amazing beginning. but I literally have been blessed to meet people who have come from any walk of life and have gone on to walk heavy in their purpose and to be excellent. God will use anybody. So I'm becoming also means that, like, literally, God said we are all created in his image, and he will use anyone. He will use the least of these. So, that's why it was important, and it took on its own shape and form to be, just become a movement. Like, literally, he can use anybody.
Right. So you're saying anybody from any walks of life, no matter what. So y'all encourage and empower women or men, right? Do y'all have men also?
Men and women. Men and women, and really I'm passionate about the youth. That's why I started Creative Young Nation Ambassadors, because I was a young entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneurial journey at 15. I came to my mom with this wild ask, and thank God my mom is a praying woman, and understood the call. Even when she didn't understand, she trusted God enough to allow me to walk in my purpose. As unique as I needed to, as bizarre as I needed to. I'm sure people probably looked at my mom like, man, what are you doing? But I thank God that she had the Holy Spirit and that she allowed me to walk how I needed to walk, because what I didn't know was that when God called me, that I would be the first through many doors that I would be opening for others. So I'm grateful and honored and humbled and blessed that he trusted me enough to be the first through many doors, and trusted me also that I would reach back and bring other people and encourage them, like, hey, you can walk through it. If I can do it, you can do it, and bring somebody else with you too. That's what the mantra is about. When I tell you, like, take the leap to your becoming, take the biggest leap ever. So this year, my thing is take the biggest leap ever, because the thing is, we feel like everything is going on in the world. It looks crazy out here. We're like, oh, what is it going to look like for us? But I believe the God that I serve has resources stored up for us. You know what I'm saying? He created a special thing just for us, that is stored up for us. So it doesn't matter really what it looks like outside. I'm confident in God that I'm still going to reap the harvest that he promised. And I'm walking heavy in that, and I tell everybody else that, like, literally is still resources out here for us. We're still going to reap the harvest God promised us. The blessings are still going to flow, and it's still room to walk heavy in your purpose. And you literally can make the choice at any given moment to bet on yourself.
Right. So you say I do go all the way down for the youth, because that's where your passion is, and then all the way up to people who are in their 40s and 50s, and encouraging them, say you can do whatever you put your mind to do, and you can become. So even if you say you have not become who God created you to be at 40 and 50 years old, you still have time. There's still a chance and opportunity for you to become, and you say, and you want them to be the best selves, and to be the best version of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so with that coaching, how often do you do the coaching? How does that go when you start your coaching with people when they come to you and say, but I want to start with I am becoming, coaching, and how do I get there? Like, I don't know what God called me to do, but I just want to become the best self. So what would you, so let's say this. What would your advice be to someone like myself that I said I want to become the best version of myself? What would you tell somebody like myself?
I would tell you first, pray and allow God to guide your footsteps, for one. Because when you allow God to go before you, right? The road, he sets everything up that you need. Everything that you already need is within you, and that people, places, and opportunities come to pull out what is already packaged inside of you. Sometimes you don't know what's down inside of you because you haven't yet activated. It's just like you have a gift card. You get a gift card for Christmas. You know you have that gift card, but you haven't yet scratched the back of it to use it, to activate it, right? So therefore, people come into your life to help you pull out those resources that God has already predestined and prepackaged inside of you. So I will tell you to pray first and allow God to guide and direct your footsteps so that you are on a protected path, that you will know and hear his voice makes when he sends the people to help you. Because when your purpose is like your baby, you don't just let anybody watch your child or speak over your child's life, right? So I just say that go pray first, pray for the resources, pray for that community, and be open to it. Deal with your stuff at the core, so that you can be open to it, because you're gonna have, you know, we come with generational junk, right? And we have to work through that as experiences happen in our life, right? So you know, you need to be ready to be able to cultivate those experiences. And I say, like, as long as you're ready, it'll be days. I posted a status on my Facebook the other day, like, people see me winning in this season, and I'm like, there were days where I ate the carpet. There were days when I was face on that carpet praying, crawling out to God. It was times when I cried on my steering wheel in the car. There was times when I worked jobs that I didn't want to work, or I had to sacrifice time, you know what I'm saying, with my children or different things. But I always tried to make sure that I was there. And I, even from a young age, I communicated with them like, mommy is working the plan. I'm trusting God. It looks crazy sometimes. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I know that we will be victorious in the end. It's just be patient. Just be patient with me and walk this journey. So you know, I wanted to share that because I feel like sometimes with people, they hide behind the success, but they don't want to tell you the journey. And I feel like a lot of people are discouraged and feeling like they're so far from their mark because people don't share the journey enough. So they think that what they're going through is like they're doing something wrong if they're still waiting on the can we turn the music down just a little bit, that we're waiting on people get discouraged because they think that they're so far from the mark because people don't share that journey. Like I tell people, like, I didn't just wake up one day and everything started clicking. This is hard work, determination. This is almost really feeling like I was gonna lose my mind. This is pleading with God, like, okay, God, like, I know I might not have did this in obedience, but can you please, like, just help me fix it and get back on the right track? Or Lord, what am I supposed to do? I have never been here before. I'm the first through this door. Where should I go? Who should I talk to? Is this person a good person to trust? Is this vendor a good vendor to work with? Like, these are the I talk to God like regular, like, hey, God, it's your time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you know, the old folks used to say, you know, don't go throwing good money after bad. I've burned some money trying to just get out here and believe in myself. But what I do know is the lesson that I learned in all of that, though, is pray and send him before you. And you got to hear his voice. It's not going to be an easy journey. It will be an easier journey. It'll be worth it. But listen, y'all, nobody just wakes up and just it's like everything is winning. It's not like the slot machine. You know, you see people go to the casino, they miss a lot of times for all them little 6 things line up and you hear all that coin dropping. It's consistency. It's patience. It's getting frustrated. It's saying, you know what, I'm gonna just pull this lever one more time because I believe the next time is gonna be the next time. You just gotta believe in yourself beyond what you can see. If you get caught up in that thing of what you see, man, I'm telling you, entrepreneurship might not be for you. If you got to know every move and see it might not be for you. And listen, it's not for everybody. So it's not. Also tell people, you know, you see people out here and you're like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur because I want to be rich. Baby, when I tell you, you got to do many harvests before that. You got to plant many seeds. It's going to be crops that's not going to come to fruition before you start to see that first harvest. Like you got to learn how to have a green thumb, and that means success is learned, and you got to fail forward. A lot of things are failure to a lot of people, but you gotta just keep, you know what, you like lean into it. Just like my daughter runs track, I'm like, I tell her, like, listen, when you get tired, lean forward, lean your shoulders into it, because you never know. Just failing forward may be that one time where you like, I hit that mark. Right. Come on. I say your journey is your own. You can't measure it by me. Just use me for inspiration, but don't use me for saying like, oh, I'm successful. If Alonda did this at 35, I should be doing it at 35. No, ma'am. Because there's a lot of things that Alonda still wants to do that, you know, you may see me winning and you may deem me successful, but I don't feel like I'm to this success ring yet because I know what God has for me. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep failing forward. I don't get it right every day, But you know what? One thing I decided is I am not going to give up. I'm going to run on and see what the end is going to be.
Absolutely. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hopeful for the future. I'm hopeful for tomorrow. And even when I get discouraged, I have a circle around me that's like, no, you're greater than this. They literally pour life back into me.
Oh my!
You have to have somebody pouring. When you have to have trusted people that will pour into you. You know what I'm saying?
God. So, yes.
And I'm grateful for my mentor, Dr. Jennifer Jones Brown. I want to shout her out. I'm grateful that she pours into me. She's like a big sister, and she's like, listen, do what you can do. Get your buckets in order. Put what you need in your buckets. And I just say too, this is a motto that I live by too. Anybody can teach you anything. The homeless man on the street can teach you. So be open to learn every day. One thing that I live my life is I want to see God's beauty in every situation. Even when it's a bad situation, it's always a lesson there. And if you're always seeking a lesson, you will always get better from any situation you're in. But the thing is too, I don't let anybody's opinion bother me if they're not where I'm trying to go.
Woo! Come on.
I don't let it penetrate my skin. Now, if you got something that I'm trying to get, I'm like, okay. If you tell me like you missing a mark here, you need to do this. That's correction. That's coaching. That's teaching. That's mentorship. It's not hating. It's not like, oh, you talking down on me. No, it's like, do you want to get there? People always like, what's the difference between you and Beyonce if you sing? Beyonce was up dancing. When Beyonce want to look good for the Grammys on TV, she gets off that chicken, honey. She does what she got to do. Now she's a vegan, I believe. But when you want it bad enough, you're willing to do what nobody else is willing to do.
Oh, come on. I hope they got that.
I'm an international best-selling publisher. I'm an international best-selling publisher because you want to know why? I don't let being a mother stop me. I tell my kids, like, let's pack it up. We got to, if the internet goes down, I'll be like, we going to grandma's house. I jump every hurdle. The enemy is sick of me because every time you come for me, I'm like, oh, hold on, swerve. Let me switch the lane. I'm not going to break down. You are not going to break me.
Come on.
You're not going to break me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, we got to do what we got to do. And people don't understand it. Trust me. I said in the status the other day, I've lost some things and it's okay. I told God, you got to take it all. Just leave me my mind because I know with you, I can rebuild. I know with you, I can rebuild. You get what I'm saying? So you can't, like my brother Atkins says this. He's like, don't let your highs be too high and your lows be too low. You got to just be like, whatever comes my way, I know that God has put into me what I need so that I can swerve the lane. If a car comes for me, I'm getting over. And I'm still going to keep driving to my destination. I'm not going to let my anxiety and my fear make me pull over on the side of the road and stop. And even if you got to do that for a moment,
come on.
You don't stay there. You still got to get off the highway. You still got to get to your destination.
Come on.
You cannot let somebody make you fumble your bag or trick you out your spot. Do not abort the mission. Thanks. Not. I say that I try to go on my post every 90 days and be like, listen, faint not, because literally when you're getting ready to give up, life's successes is right on the other side of failure. Life's successes are right on the other side of failure. That day that you decide that you was going to give up, tomorrow you was getting that letter that you have been praying for 90 days. It happens. I've seen it happen. I have seen it happen. It has literally happened to me. I remember being in my car one day and I was like, Lord, listen, I need a place to live.
Come on.
Like, Lord, I was waiting on the paper in the mail, honey, and I got a phone call like that. I told you, I said, Lord, you said you would not put on me more than I can bear. Lord.
You said.
I think this is the last bit of energy that I have for my situation.
Come on.
Did I not get a phone call? God said he has given us the power to decree what we need from him. Just be humble enough to be like, listen, I just talked to God regular. Like, dear Lord, I'm tired. Sis is tired. I need a miracle today.
Come on.
I need it today, Lord.
Today.
Today.
Wow.
And I'm just saying, if you move, I'm not going to die here. I'm not going to let this break me. I'm literally gonna run on and see what the end's gonna be. I live this every day, y'all. So when I tell you, when you come to coach with me, and I'm telling you this, I live like this.
Right.
I'm not just gassing you. I'm not gassing you for the fee. I'm like, I live my life. Trust me. People
come on.
When you gonna give up? This is not working. I'll be like, I know what God told me. God is like, push forward. Push forward. He like, figure it out. He like, what's the next step?
Come on.
He'll literally drop an idea to me and I'll be like, okay, God, thank you. I hear you. Because it's not, we're not that great within ourselves to know every move. But you gotta calm your anxiety and calm your fear so that you can hear God's voice louder than all the others. He will tell you what to do. If you listening. If you listening.
Come on.
If you willing. But the thing is, many of us are called, but few are chosen. And so I heard a woman put that analogy so eloquently. She was like, it's not because God doesn't want to choose many of us. He said it's that very few of us answer the call. Cause listen, I just wrote a book called Diamonds and Pearls, Affirmation of a Mompreneur Who Rocks. What is Diamonds and Pearls? We revere diamonds and pearls, right? Diamonds and pearls is a rites of passage. I know when I turned 15, I was getting ready to be 16. My grandmother, she adorned me with my first pair of diamond earrings, right? And she was like, she gave me these instructions. She was like, you're my firstborn granddaughter. I love you. We have a special bond. She was like, I want to give you something, so that you will always have this keepsake of me. And I'm proud of you. It was a rite of passage. It was a coming of age. It was a significant milestone and a moment for us. And she was like, this is how you care for them. She was like, make sure you take care of them. Make sure you clean them. Make sure you take them to the jewelry place to get them inspected every so often. Make sure you don't let nobody borrow them, because this is something between you. This is a sacred bond, right? And so I was just like, man, like I was so like excited to receive this. It was like a baton. It was more than the earrings for me, right? It was like, man, it was like my grandmother trusts me. She sees me coming of age. I'm becoming a young lady. She gave me my first very expensive thing, right? So then, okay, you go to your first prom and your mom or your grandma is like, here, I want to give you my pearls, or you get married. And they're like, this is a moment, right? This is a signal. But guess what that also says? You have been tried and tested. I see that you have passed the test. I see that you've hit every mark that you needed to hit to get of this maturity. I feel like I can trust you now. I feel like you've earned this right? So everything that we revere, that we hold sacred as women, are made under pressure. We love wine. Grapes are crushed. You know what I'm saying? Even an aspirin before it's shaped, it's consistent of ingredients that have to get pressed. It has to get molded. It has to get shaped. And we take that to relieve pressure. What is a headache? It is a building up of pressure that we take a medicine to relieve. So the thing is, like, pressure is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be molded and you want to be shaped and you want to be refined and you want to be revered, you are made under pressure. Everything I tell people, that's why I tell people, like, this was made from hard work. The pressure produce this. And people like don't like that because they like, oh, you glorifying the struggle and we don't have. But the thing is, though, life is not easy. Anything worth having is worth working for. You know what I'm saying? Do you want it to be something that is revered? Do you want to respect it? Do you want to cherish it? You like, listen, I love that. When I became a cosmetologist and I told my mom, I said, Mom, I want to leave school and I have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my mom saying, you know what, I trust you. This is a very unique thing that I'm about to ingratiate on you. But my mom passed the mantle. She said, you know what, you have shown yourself to be mature. You have shown yourself to be worthy of me making this sacrifice with you and looking crazy out here with you as a parent. But I trust the Holy Spirit that dwells in you, that you can hear from God saying that this is a part of your calling. And had I not taken that, that wouldn't have led to me becoming a coach someday. That wouldn't have led to my first business opening and me being an employer of other people. And that's why I say, like, you have to walk heavy in your purpose, because other people's purpose is tied into you walking in yours.
Come on. Wow. Listening to you just really blesses my soul, because I hear mentorship. I hear the mentor come out of you all the time. Like, I hope people are taking notes, because this is where you have so many nuggets that came out of all that you've said. Like, you have so many like words, like you say words of affirmation, like nuggets that people need to be writing down, because listening to you, I mean, I can hear the mentorship. And isn't it, it's such a blessing to me, because I have mentors that they are guiding you in the right direction. They're not jealous and envious of you. They're sharing as much as they want, and they're pushing you into your purpose. They want you to be who God created and called you to be. And then you are mentor yourself. And you have so many people. Although mom may not have been a mentor, you gave her that title as a mentor, but mom was right there and saying, baby, I don't care how you, if you said this is God, I trust the God in you. You know, then your mentor, I think you said her name was Miss Jennifer. Is it, what was the name again?
Yeah, Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant.
Come on now. Dr. Jennifer. I mean, and then she mentored you to be the best version of yourself. And you said, you know what? I'm grateful that she did that and cultivated this inside of me so I can do God's will. So what I'm going to do is push becoming, I am becoming to people so they can become the great version of themselves. Find out who God created them to be. And you know, I had this thing when I was coming up. I didn't know who God created me to be. I didn't know how to find that out. I didn't know what to do. But a woman of God came and she hosted a class, and she was like, well, you want to know what God has created to do? You start here. Start with something small. What is it that you can do every day? And you don't have to get paid for it. What is it that you love to do that you just can't help yourself? And that right there will lead you to something. Mine was women empowerment. And I was like, you know, how you gonna be able to empower somebody with all the stuff I done went through? How am I gonna be able to empower somebody? You know, and is that a business, or can you make a job from that? I didn't know that there's so many different things with women empowerment. Like you can be a motivational speaker, you can do this and have a podcast. I didn't know it branched out into all these other things. So we're thinking that we're doing something that's just like empowering somebody or encouraging somebody. Joyce Meyer said something. She said that when she's down and out and she needs a word of encouragement, she go to this man of God who really empowers her and encourages her. She said, you thinking that just because you encourage somebody, that's nothing to it? It is a lot to it. So listening to you, like, the mentorship is so important. And mentorship, it mentors you, help you and guide you in the places where God will have you, not their agenda, you know, but to help you find out your true purpose and what God have created and called you to do. And that's what I love. I love that. I love that, because that's a blessing for you. I mean, if anybody, y'all who are listening, I hope y'all have pieces of paper and have taken these nuggets down, because she have really put out some nuggets. And she has really, you know, shared some very detailed information that I don't know if y'all was in this part when she was starting in the beginning and was talking about, you know, the struggle as an entrepreneur. You know, like we're thinking that we can just jump out of here. So I want to be an entrepreneur, and all of a sudden the money's going to start coming. Things are going to start going good. Listen, she says many a time that she was on the carpet, she was crying out to God and, you know, asking God these questions. She said that she wasn't saying all these elaborate things. She was just having a conversation with God, a conversation. Did you not know you don't have to have these eloquent words? You can just talk to God and say, Daddy, Father, Abba, God, what's going on? I need help here. I don't understand. And these nuggets that this woman of God came with us on today, I am becoming. She's a mentor. She's a businesswoman, an international bestseller. And if any of you have anything that, you know, you would like to get as a businesswoman and you would like to learn, go to her. This is Coach Alonda Brooks. If you have any questions, anything that you would like to get from her, anything you would like to share, anything you would like to say, y'all go look her up on Facebook. Listen, I love this woman. I love her style. I love how easygoing she is. And listen, I've had some rough days, and I had this morning was a rough day. And when I tell you to have a beautiful woman before me, and I'm telling you all out of my experience, not only did I have a conversation with her prior to this, but this morning was like a situation for me. And she was coaching me this morning, y'all. I'm talking about, she's a coach by nature. She's a coach. She can't help it but to mentor, but to coach, but to be patient. And she said, it's all about grace. And it's okay. And if it's not done in your time, if it's done in God's time, and that's when it matters. So for those of you that are looking for a mentor, looking for a coach, you're wanting to get started in your business, and you said, I need a guide, I need somebody to mentor me, I need somebody to help me in business, go to Alonda. She is a beautiful woman, very patient, caring, and she's about the people of God. She's about helping people, men and women. So nobody's excluded. No one is excluded. Look her up on Facebook. Alonda, what would you like to share with the people today? What is an inspiring, encouraging word that you would like to share with them that you say, I want y'all to take this today? And if y'all don't take anything else from me, this is what I have for you.
Yeah, I want you to know that God will use you like you are a leader. That leadership is your birthright. Becoming is your birthright. Like, no, you don't need anybody to come and see you. God sees you. And if nobody ever gives you your props, God is like, I'm waiting on you. You are an intricate part of my kingdom. I need you. That's why I created you. So just show up for yourself every day, because you never know. People will never tell you sometimes that you inspired them, but you just your daily walk inspire someone, and you will be surprised how much you're blessing someone just by pushing forth and keeping on. So don't give up. Faint not, y'all. Like, don't feel like you need anybody to be like, I see you.
Right.
I believe in you. You gotta believe beyond believing. You know what I'm saying? You have to activate your crazy faith and just know that your breath matters. Whenever you breathe in, God is like, oh my God, my child, I'm so proud of you that you made a choice to extend the gift of me breathing life in you today, so that you could go out and be an example. He wants us to be the light. Your smile at the coffee house or at the corner store may have blessed somebody and made them pivot whatever they was going to do. Somebody got up this morning and was like, I'm at the end and I can't do it anymore.
Come on.
Carry your kindness. Even if you're having a bad day, somebody is having a worse day, and somebody didn't even get to start their day. So show up. Because you never know. We see these parables as they play out now on Facebook. Oh, where the little boy did help the old man into the store, and he had a son who wound up being his doctor or bought him a birthday cake. That is real life. Like, I always close my show and I say, don't do anything for man's approval, but do everything with man in mind, because what I do may affect your life. Everything that I do is going to affect the next person some kind of way. So my thing is, I don't want to hinder your process. I don't want to create no ripples in your wave pool if that's not what God needs for you. I don't want, like Aunt Tab said, if you can't have a good day, don't you dare go messing up nobody else. That's what I'm about. Because everybody is dealing with something. Everybody is carrying something. And although your load may be light to me, like, oh, I could do that in my sleep. The thing is, somebody may not be able to carry my load. They like, sis, I can't do that. The thing is, we got to give everybody grace where they are, because I've been you. I've needed grace. I had to give you grace, Queen, because I'm going to need grace probably in an hour or tomorrow or the next day. We walk in the same vein. So my thing is, remember, we're so quick to snap. We so quick to judge. But the thing is, I need grace. And I pray. I need grace even on my best day. So I definitely reserve and pay it forward for when I'm on my worst day. And I need somebody's patience and understanding. So my thing is, you have to walk. You got to walk it like you talk it, and you got to walk how you expect someone to give it to you, and be kind. Like we got to walk in kindness. Our world is just heavy right now. And you just got to know that we're all an intricate piece in this circle called life. Like, nobody is insignificant. I need you. You need me. I try to leave everybody better than I found them, because I want them to do the same.
Right. Oh my. Listen.
You may not encounter me, but you may be my child's teacher. So I need to treat you with kindness. You might have been the lady that I accidentally bumped into coming into the dairy this morning. And you may be the person that's going to speak to my child. And you may be the one, even though I birthed them, and we all want to be the one to be like, oh, my mom is my role model. But the truth is, they got a squad. God sends them people just like he sent me people. So,
Right.
you may be like, oh, that queen blessed my life. If I helped you not fall off the curb or something like that, that may have helped you go to my child's school later and motivate them and stir them up. And that may stick with my child for the rest of their life. So my thing is, I try to be kind. I try not to create I try to create life-changing ripples for the positive and not negative, because you may encounter one of my offsprings, you may encounter my somebody in my lineage, or you may belong to someone who has been life-changing. I have to use care, because I'm not self-made either. There have been many people that have blessed me, and I live in a small town where I've known people's aunties, cousins, or something like that, and I'm like, I've seen you before, like, and I'm just meeting that person for the first time, and I'm like, oh, but you're related to such and such. So everybody is somebody special. Everybody is special to somebody, and you gotta live a life like that every day, because everybody is precious to somebody.
Come on. Wow. That's beautiful.
So I just want to say, your life has purpose, even on the hardest day, even when it looks crazy outside. Just have faith and believe. Literally, I believe this. I'm feeling this in the Holy Spirit, that somebody's miracle is closer than they think. Like, literally, faith. Not like, every time I feel that, people inbox me like, man, that was for me. That word was for me. Because I've been you where I was like, Lord, I just wish somebody, Lord, tell me, hold on, Lord, because my hands are slipping. I'm holding on to the bar, I'm slipping. I want to just take it out my hand. And the Lord was like, faint not. I got much for you to do. There's too much for you to do. This is molding and it's shaping you. I couldn't get up here and motivate. If I was never down, I couldn't get up here and motivate from the place that I motivate. Right. If I never had cried those tears, I couldn't get up here and tell you like that they'll dry up. How would I know? How would I know? If God had never put me in an uncomfortable space, I've been in a 2x2 space before. That's how much pressure I have been under. And God was like, do you trust me?
Come on.
God, like, when I tell y'all to have crazy faith, the way God works for me, if you go read my new book that's out now, Diamonds and Pearls, Affirmations of a Mompreneur Who Rocks. Literally, I tell you my story of how I became an entrepreneur, how I started my first brick and mortar. Literally, I was in a bad marriage, y'all, and God was like, go rent that building. I was like, but God, it ain't no money in the bank.
Come on. Ooh, come on.
He was like, do you trust me?
Do you?
I was like, but I'm in school again, Lord, and I got these two small babies. Literally, my kids were small. Like, I think my daughter was like 18 months, and my son was like 5 months old. And he was like, call the number on the building. I called the number on the building, like, and literally I had contractors coming into the building, and I had not even signed the lease or getting a man deposit. So that's why I'm telling you, God will go before you. When God tells you to do a thing, He has purpose. Like, literally, when we were putting the building together, like, people were breaking their neck to come into my building. It was like, oh my God, I just had to see who got the building, because the man who I got the building from was like super racist. Like, he didn't even like black people. Wow. Like, literally, when he wrote my lease, it had some slurs in there. Like, don't be having the neighbors in there. Like, I just got a story. I'm just telling you I know. Like, when God tells you to do a thing, He architects it so beautifully that you can't fail. He architects it so beautifully that you can't fail. And it was so many people in my story. So, I mean, yes, I have an amazing mentor, but there have been so many others that have blessed me. That's why I'm a big person of thank you. I tell people thank you, because people don't even know. Sometimes something that's so insignificant to you is life-changing to somebody else.
You better say it.
To somebody else. Life-changing to somebody else. There have been so many life changers in my world, that from people from when I was a kid, like, didn't have kids, and they was like, come on, I'm gonna take you out to eat after church, or just them exposing me to their godliness, or just a great character, or just spending that time being in someone's presence. That's why mentorship is so important to me. That's why youth is so important to me, because I had people who poured into me. I am not a self-made woman. God sent many people, many great people along the way who have helped shape and mold me. So I want to take this time. I'm not going to call anybody's name, but thank you guys. Like you literally don't even know. Like you might have took your last to feed me, and to people like you got to eat, but a meal to somebody else, that might have been their last. And it was people that didn't even have kids, and they would take to me. So I thank God for them, because they exposed me to so many things. If you bought me a book or something when I was a teenager, like that's why it's so important. And I really tried to pour into the youth because people poured into me.
Come on. So. And they're our generation. And so it's good to pour into the youth right now to help build them up, so they don't be like myself, 30, 40 years old, still trying to find yourself. You know, find out who God created and called you to be while you're young, and help cultivate that. Like write books and start your business, and you know how to write a resume, how to go, you know, apply for college, and you know, to be confident in who you are, dealing with, helping with peer pressure, all sorts of things. So I mean, you know what you went through, and you said, I'm going to use that and apply that and transfer that information, that knowledge that I have, to help be a blessing to you. And I love the book Diamonds and Pearls, like that whole story by itself, and the purpose of the book. It's a beautiful thing, and we got to get that book, and we have to go here. We got to push this mentorship, you know, because it's such a it's a need for the season that we're in right now. Being able to push people into their purpose, and to treat them right. Like one of the things that you said was, you know, being kind to people. What does it cost? How much you have to pay to be kind to people and to be nice to them, to give them an encouraging word? What does it cost? You know, when you talk about grace, you know, what does it cost to give? And because that's what you learned as what the mentors taught you, and what you teaching people as a mentor is going to pass on the right positive things that people are going to need to take, and they're going to remember that, what you taught them. And it's not just the things that you taught them how to become better them, but you becoming, and you're saying that I'm a person, I'm patient, I'm graced with it, I know how to talk to people, I am kind to people. They're going to remember that. And guess what they're going to do? When they find themselves in a situation like us this morning, you're going to say, I'm right here. I set a time just for you. So I'm graced for this. I'm not going to rush you. Take your time, because guess what? I'm in the same business that you're in, and I understand things like that happen, you know, and they're going to remember that, and they're going to apply that when it comes down to other people. And we don't even understand that even our life and how we handle things ministers and speaks to people. Not so much all that preaching that we do all the time, but the things that we do and how we act and how we respond, how we treat people, that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference. So I want to tell you, thank you so much for giving your time this morning. Thank you for your powerful, encouraging words. Thank you for just being you and becoming the best version of yourself unapologetically, and not being concerned what people think, how they feel about you, what they have to say. Is that I'm just going to be me regardless. And so I want to tell you, thank you for your time today.
No, thank you, Queen, for allowing me to be on your platform. It's such an honor to be here and to speak to your viewers. It's an honor to be in your presence. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. Just even that you're walking in your purpose. Like, I think your purpose is so beautiful, and it's going to change the world. It's going to bless a lot of people. You know, I told you that already. Like, you are called to much, and you are going to take the world by storm. Your gift and are ready to make major moves for you. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your baby and your platform, and to share in your walking in your purpose with you. So thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, woman of God. I needed that. You know, I'm telling you, like, listen, that's why mentors and people that's prophetic, people that can speak into your life and don't mind doing it. Like, that's like, thank you for that. Thank you so much, for real. Like,
you're welcome.
Such a blessing. How can we reach you? How can we get in contact with you so we can start the mentorship and reach out to you? How can we start? How can we do that?
So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram under I Must Become the Number One, not the word one, number one. You can go to my website, imustbecome.com, and sign up for your leap session and get to leaping into your becoming, honey, because it's waiting on you. It's waiting on you. So listen, and then you can email me. You can email me at coachalonda@imustbecome.com. So and I'm around. You can also hit me on my personal Facebook, Alonda Ross Brooks. And you can find me on all major platforms on Sunday at 3 p.m. Or you can go to IamBecomingShow.com and listen to my award-winning podcast. I have an amazing team, and I have amazing guests. Like, you're getting ready to come on the show soon, so tune in so we can hear more about the Miss Yolanda Mitchell, the Nubian Queen CEO, honey.
Come on.
I'm super excited about that, and I love y'all for real. Like, if nobody told you I love you today, I love you.
Thank you.
I'm rooting for you, like rooting for you hard.
Yes, I'm rooting for you too. We're rooting for each other. So I'm loving it. So if we want to get onto your podcast, so we could just reach out to you, say, well, hey, you have a podcast. How can we, we can be a part of the mentorship. We could just reach out to you and at imustbecome.com. imustbecome.com, but you got on Instagram and Facebook, I am become one, which is the number one. So make sure y'all have that in there. I must become one. Take steps and leaps in becoming. Okay, all right. Book a leap session, a purchase of your book. So y'all want to purchase her books? Go to www.imustbecome.com to purchase her book. I love you. I appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much. I love you. You take care of yourself, and we will talk. Oh, and don't forget, you're going to be on the cover of New Being Clean magazine or NBQ magazine.
I'm so excited.
Yes, ma'am. I am so excited. If that's and we'll talk about that later. So for the plus size queens out here, listen, y'all need to go ahead and get inside the magazine and be inside the magazine with her on your cover. Okay? So let's support. I love you, Coach. You take care of yourself.
I love you too, Queen. You have an amazing day. Bye, y'all. Take the leap. This is the year of the biggest leap ever.
Come on.